I'm Cheree Ramirez with Children's Services Council of Martin County. I'm the manager of community engagement, and we are on the set of another Community Unity vlog series, and I am with Big Brothers Big Sisters CEO Yvette. Can you tell me how to say your whole name? Because I know I don't want to butcher it.
Yvette Flores-Acevedo.
I know it's really easy to say Yvette Flores-Acevedo.
Yes.
But for me, for some reason, I get my tongue tied. So
a lot of names.
Thank you for that. We are at the Florida Podcast.Studio. Our host, Eddie Arguez, is a great community partner, and we're so grateful for this opportunity to be able to record here and be able to meet our CEOs and our providers of the programs that we fund with Martin County taxpayer dollars. So thank you for being here and joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So I'm just wanting to get to know who you are and the organization and what programs you offer. I know that CSC proudly supports the School to Work and the Start Something programs. So we'll go into that a little bit later, but I want to get to know you. I want to get to know your why, where you came from, and why you're working with Big Brothers Big Sisters.
So I am from the Chicago area, so I became a big there in Illinois and just kind of fell in love with Big Brothers Big Sisters. But before that, I served in the Air Force and in the medical field, so wanted to get more involved in the community, kind of fell in love with the mission after being a big sister. And I've been in Florida now for 11 years and been with this organization for 11 years, so ever since moved here. And just really enjoy being with the kids and the mentors and kind of connecting everyone in the community.
Did you move down for the job?
No, my husband is from Florida area,
Okay.
So we, being in Chicago and Florida, he needed to come back to the war, so we moved down for him, and it happened to find a great position here after being a big sister and being a case manager in the Big Brothers in Illinois as well. So just happened to work out and started here right away.
So how long were you a big for?
About a year and a half. I was a college big, so they brought the kids to us on campus, and did a couple semesters and fixed my schedule around being able to be a big for the first semester, second semester, third semester. And then I graduated and she graduated. So we still kept in touch pretty much up until a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And she's in her years of college and still communicating.
Awesome. So she was in high school then. So what are the age groups typically for, when does it start being able to be have a little?
So littles can be 6 years old to high school graduation age. So depending on the program, we have school-based for the little ones, like K through 5, and then work-based is for our high school students, and then community is really for everyone. So it is more depending on the schedules for the parents and things. And one's more same time, same day every week at the schools, and another one is more flexible for people who get together on evenings and weekends.
Being able to do activities and that sort of thing.
Yes.
Awesome. So one of the things that people are most familiar with is the Big and Little program. Mm-hmm. And I know that when I worked in the school system in West Des Moines, Iowa, we had littles and bigs, and we had mentors that came in. And it was pretty interesting to see the difference in the attitude of the child from before they were able to have a little to be able to have a big, from their behavior afterwards. So it's pretty remarkable to see that. Do you have any stories along those lines of success stories?
We do. That's why we have the school-based program too, and it's a long-standing program. But all of the programs are evidence-based, so we, meaning that it's time-tested. So, like you said, we're investing in having a big for a short time or a school year. when they go back and look at the kids who didn't have a big and those who did, they still had all those great skills and more confidence and better decision-making skills many years later. So all of them, the research shows that. And Big Brothers is the oldest mentoring organization in the country. And so we definitely have a lot of stories, a lot of fun stories, but that's what we've heard from the teachers, especially, and it makes sense. If you have somebody to talk to, somebody who's just listening, just there for you, and whatever it is for your time, it's all about you. It's all about the youth, and you know that they're there just to listen and to. They really have no agenda other than to just have fun and help you grow and talk to you, and that's really it. So the kids, again, they start with maybe not be able to pay attention, and then they do something like make a decision, and then kids learn through experiences. So when you're out and doing something fun like ordering from a menu or playing board games and you have to take turns, and all that just happens naturally, and kids don't even know it, but that's what we've been told, that the parents say they talk to us more because they learned all these skills and now they have more confidence, and we have a better relationship, and they understand what we're talking about when we're asking them. And it's nice to be able to bounce something off someone else other than a parent, even if they're saying the same thing, right?
Sure. Do you have any children?
Yes.
So I have a 12-year-old, and it's the same thing. So sometimes she's like, well, I'm going to go ask my aunt, or I'm going to go and do this instead, because I know you just told me this, but I want to hear it from somebody else just to validate. So
all the time,
it's nice to have another mentor.
Yes.
But I'm always right. No, I'm kidding. But it's been really great to see like some of the new programs that you guys are developing and the new relationships and partnerships. So you work with the Martin County School District.
Yes.
And are there any other partnerships within the community that you guys have?
Well, it's open to whoever wants to apply. So it's, some people refer kids. We do have programs at the schools where they're mentoring at the YMCA, Treasure Coast Classical Academy. So different places where the mentors can go, like when the mentors go on site. So basically it's open to everyone to refer kids, and all of Martin County. Most people apply on the website or learn about it themselves. And so it's open to everyone.
So you said apply, and that's for the children.
Yes.
There's also a great screening process that you all use for your bigs. Can you tell me a little bit about that process and the benefits of the the extreme process? I mean, it's not really extreme, but it's very detailed.
No, yes, that's a great way to put it.
And it's a great thing to have, especially to keep anybody out who could be not desirable to be with children. So
exactly. So that's a little bit about the qualifications. It's basically, a lot of people don't know that high school students can mentor the younger students too at the schools. So I guess the qualifications are that you're high school age and that you can commit to 2 to 3 hours a month is what it usually comes to. And then for the adults, that's the wide range of whichever works for your schedule, like we said, kind of evenings and weekends school, and then we kind of go from there. And the same thing with the parents. It all starts with the schedule. So the qualifications are there's a background check, there's a driving record check if you're going to drive a child. And again, all of it is about the best outcome for the youth and for the family and for the mentors too, because everyone's a volunteer in the process, including the child and the parent and the mentor. So we want it to be a good, long-lasting experience for everyone. So it starts there, and we do screening with the references and other tools. And then from there, we all do the assessment process for everyone, which is asking questions about you, your past, what your interests are, what your hobbies are, and get to know you really well, because there's not a secret algorithm to pair people together in this day and age. It really is. We use all the skills, the needs, and preferences too, because it has to be something that everyone agrees to. No one is mandated to participate in Big Brothers. It's not that kind of referral program. Everyone is voluntarily is there and wants a mentor and is willing to partner with big brothers, the parent and the child, and all work together to help the child achieve their potential. So it's that commitment of time and everything that is the first qualifications. Then you go through a process, and we use all of that to pair people together. And of course, they can say, I think this would be a good fit or not a good fit for whatever reason. Yep. And then we pair them together and continue to support them throughout the life of their match. And like you said, there's a lot of long-standing great stories and people who are, we had a great one they were paired during high school for the mentor, and then during elementary school, and they went both through elementary, and the mentor went through high school, graduated to college, and then they kept going through middle school and college. So we really have these great long-term matches, and we celebrated a 50-year match anniversary not too long ago.
I remember getting that newsletter.
Yes.
I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Yes. So we make the match with that intention right from the beginning and put a lot of effort into that, and then we continue to support it throughout however long their match until the child graduates from high school.
That's so wonderful. I've always wanted to be a big myself. I just need to be able to find the time to do that. Yes. Right now, it's very crazy having a 12-year-old. I don't know, how old are your kids?
6 and 3.
6 and 3.
Yes.
Okay, so boys, that's still a fun age.
Yes.
That's still very fun and active ages.
Yes.
Right now, middle school is very interesting.
Yes, it is. Most of our kids do fall in that middle age. Yes, yeah. So like 10 to 14-ish. So I understand.
And they're at all the different schools. So
exactly.
Where's Hayden Oaks, Stewart Middle,
Murray Middle,
Murray, and then there's another one, right?
Yes. It's not coming to me.
Anderson.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
Sorry, I apologize. I said Hayden Oaks because that's where my daughter goes.
Perfect.
But I wanted to kind of bring into play like the school to work. So you guys are working on a new pilot program right now in collaboration with the CTE students, Career Technical Education, right? With Martin County School District. And Lana Barrow. So can you tell me a little bit more about that process and where you're at and what's your ideal goal with that?
So we have our new pilot is basically a workplace mentoring program. So we have an existing program for career exploration, and that's still in place, but this is just adding a different level where the kids actually go to the workplace for 2 to 3 hours a month, once a month, and they get to learn about the different skills like mock interviews or budgeting or whatever it is, and then or they can, with their mentor who's an employee big, and they can talk about that, or if there's something exciting going on like a certain project or something they can shadow, a big meeting, they can actually attend that with our mentor as well. So whatever you're doing and taking your calls, then your little is there and learning live on the job. So it's great experience to be with someone, and the kids are making networking connections. The key to upward social mobility is, yes, to have the skill set and have the knowledge, but the mentor is the missing piece, the person to call. So they're making all those connections there. And then they go back to school. And so, that's just once a month for them. And then the mentors are on site as the employees, but they get to teach somebody a new skill. They get to talk about their job, why they do what they do, and their leadership skills grow, their confidence skills grow, and employers usually see lower turnover and more engagement, and just it's a great thing for both parties, and it's a national program across the whole country. Okay. So we are excited to bring it here to Martin County and pilot it with some of our students, and so it'll be our first group here that we're getting together, and so we just trying to build on all the information that we learned from our kids who are learning about in the School to Work program about career skills, life skills, and they need all of it to succeed after high school. So,
of course.
Yeah.
So the mission of the Big Brother, Big Sister program is what?
Basically, we professionally support the relationships, and we want all the kids to achieve success, but we want them to have that with a mission to graduate high school with a mission and a mentor for the lifetime.
Okay, so it's helping the children reach their full potential.
Exactly.
Part of CSC's mission statement, helping children and families in Martin County to reach their full potential.
Yes.
So really, the whole premise of everything that we do is to invest in our future and to make sure that they have a hand up and like they're ready to go, and opportunities through networking and through that mentorship to be able to give them their best chance at being successful. So one of the other things that I know is really important is, the mentality of the littles when they're going into the program. When they're starting, what are their can you tell me what their expectations are and that sort of thing?
That's a good question. We have kind of meet everybody where they are, and that's we bring together people from different backgrounds, ages, cultures, and that's the best part about meeting everyone where they are. And we just it can be intimidating for a kid from 6 to 16 to share with an adult. So we really outline all of the goals with the parent, whether it's working on self-esteem, and the kids have their own input about what they want to do. And we, as a child-serving organization, we ask them, and they're part of the process from the beginning too. So whatever their goals are, we try to navigate around those areas and help them decide what they want to do with the bag, what they want to learn. And so their expectations really are to share with their mentor, to give any feedback to their parent, and we share that with the mentor as well and try to guide the relationship. So their role is really to just help us along with what they want to do, and we put them first in everything we do, and then the parents let us know too. So their role is as a partner. The parent and the mentor work together a lot, and Big Brothers facilitates that relationship to help the child. So, and some kids are ready to go, they can talk, and that's a different kid, and then the other little needs more support, or they're younger and they're not able to do that, so the parent may take a little bit more of the lead, and what do I like to do and what things do I want to try. But really that's where we come in. You don't have to be an expert in children or have children or grandchildren to be a mentor. We're there for that, and we kind of guide everybody through, what are you going to do on your first trip? Let's talk about that. And, if it's a workplace program, this is what you're going to do, and discuss. And we help them with those discussions so that they can get going and find out what that spark is for the kid. Because inevitably you'll find something that they just love, and then that mentor just sticks with it and explores it and says, well, let's do this. So that's the beauty of each kid being so different. You get to find out from the beginning what they like to do, and might be being a kid again yourself, like, oh, I love that too. Absolutely, let's do that from now on. So it's all, we coach everybody because they're all different.
So the impact that you're having in Martin County right now, about how many kids do you think you would serve in Martin County? And I know that I just threw that one out there. So
no, that's fine. I'm cycling between pre-pandemic and not. So we had we typically had about 200 kids in the various programs. So that's a little different with school to work, but it's give or take depending by the time of the year. It's about 200 kids, and we're hoping to grow again. So it's, enrollment is open for the families. It's open for the mentors. It's just, we were a one-to-one organization during pandemic, so it was a little challenging. And we found our ways around it, and virtual visits, and we had the whole thing on keeping everyone connected during that time. So we're just seeing that everybody was holding off, and now they're starting to come back in and live in the area again.
Can you elaborate on your 2020? I mean, yes. I hate even bringing it up, yes. But can you elaborate on the, visits that you were able to have?
Yes. So we I was just looking at our old schedule, and it was a lot of, what are those things? Watch parties we used to have. We used to have, a lot of vendors would come on and do art on Zoom. We had yoga on Zoom, and, it was just a lot of the virtual piece, which was nice. But we also had, and the mentors were very cautious, or the families might work in a medical facility, so they said, I think it's safe. So we had a plan for all outdoor activities. We just tried to do different things that would keep everybody outside, but everyone else was really creative. People played checkers, they did homework, screen sharing. They were just really creative. So that's how it was really easy to think of what should we do, because the mentors were all in. They said, look, we are going to be mentors. We're here, and we're going to do this some way. So with that enthusiasm, we came up with our own activities.
I mean, that sounds like a lot of fun, being able to do yoga together, watch parties. I just did a watch party for the first time myself the other day, and I was like, this was awesome.
Yes.
I had no idea this was even a thing, and I guess I'm like 3 years late.
We all learn.
behind the ball on that. That's really great that you have your mentors that are so heavily invested in the children and their development. And so thank you to all you volunteers out there. And there are other opportunities for continued growth. Do you have any unmatched littles right now?
Yes. So we started with the school years, our first year being back on site with all the schools. So we still have spots for high school students who want to mentor, and we have out in the community, there's kids who are waiting. Our boys tend to wait a little longer for male volunteers, so we definitely, anyone from high school age and up who wants to help there, that really helps the kids wait less amount of time.
So this is something I didn't know. So it's male and male and female and female.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And so they just do different activities together depending on the school, the program, so that we tend to match in that way. And so they on average just wait longer. There's just not a lot of male volunteers, so we also do some of the heavy lifting by planning the activities, as I mentioned. And then we have monthly activities like we did just this weekend, went to watch the hockey game at the skate zone, so with Lynn University. And so we just try to plan at least something a month that people can engage in, and make it a little easier for the volunteers too. So we have just so many different things to help with people who think you have to really understand kids or know what to do or what to plan. We just say, this is what you go to, here's your schedule, and come up with that. So there's definitely kids waiting, and there's fun things to do with them, but that's all just the way to facilitate the conversation with the youth and get them talking and give them a new experience. And it might be a new experience for both of them. So we try to do that just to get everybody more comfortable with coming in, knowing that it's not all on their shoulders, that we're helping there from the beginning to while they're with the little.
Yeah. So that's pretty neat that there's so many different activities for them to be able to do. But I'm still I guess I'm kind of still stuck on that. I didn't realize that it had to be a girl and a girl. Yeah. And okay, I'm just trying to think. Maybe I'm going crazy. Anyways, I'm just going a little crazy. But because I thought that there was like in Iowa, where I'm from. At the school, I thought it was a guy, and my student was a female. So but maybe because it was at the school, it was different.
Well, in some cases, they're like in the programs where we're there, the high school students can be matched with like a little brother, because there tend to be, again, more little brothers and more and more big sisters. So we do pair in the school-based program that way, where they could be a big sister with a little brother.
Okay.
And so it just really depends on everybody's preferences too. I know. Well, we ask, and some people say, "But I have all boys. I would love to be matched with a little boy." And and so we do our best to match that way. But a lot of our parents' preferences is that they're looking for, they don't have the male figure in their lives, or whatever the parent says too is what we defer to. Or it might be great. Actually, they don't have a sister, so we would like a big sister. And so it really depends. But for the most part, we keep it to the school-based
Gotcha.
program.
Okay. So thank you for that clarification, because I was sitting here, I was like sorry. One of the other things that I know that CSC is happy to be able to, support is the different, I guess, activities that you guys are able to do. But you have the Big Taste of Martin County. I know this is the event that you guys have, one of your main fundraisers. Can you tell me a little bit about your fundraiser and other fundraisers that you have throughout the year?
So the Big Taste of Martin County is on the 27th year this year. So it's a long-standing event, and we it's like a after hours event. We have restaurants. It's more like a elevated happy hour, if you want to call it. It's usually 20 to 30 restaurants, who donate their time, donate their food, their staff time to be there and serve taste samplings of different really delicious foods, from appetizers to soup to salads, desserts, to basically get your whole meal there. And we also have the drink vendors, from beer, wine, and other spirits there too. So you have the taste samplings of those. And so we have usually music going. We have the raffle and auction. We have different vendors at the event. So people come for their one ticket price. You get all of that really delicious food.
It's one of my favorite events every year, and it's at the airport.
Yes,
the Stewart
it's at
Airport.
Atlantic Aviation, and they have they have us in a hangar with the beautiful jets, and it's just a really nice night. And you even get to see, this past year, planes taking off, and somebody who was there, their son was the pilot who was taking off. So it was a really great venue, and the family there is really great with the space and helps us make it better every year. But
everything is so delicious because
really
they're
go
all
out.
Local restaurants.
Yes, they're all local. They go all out. They provide all the samples, and it's just really, they win eligible to win an award for their best entree, best appetizer.
Who won last year?
Well, there's seven
Okay.
categories. So we had 7 different winners, and but they, soup, salad, entree, presentation, and dessert. So they choose their category and then pick. I think there's just like the whole sliders. They just go all out and put their best out for everyone to vote on and choose, and then they get the title and bragging rights of the best of.
For the next year, yeah. Again, yeah, it's like one of my favorite events to attend. And you guys are actually located at 101 Southeast Central Parkway.
Yes.
Do you have people come in to do the interviews there and to submit applications? How often are you in that office?
So that's a good question. We did a lot. During the process of the past couple of years, we have add more online features so you can apply more. We do have some online background checks. So a lot of it is a little bit easier now to do since we have all this fun technology now.
In this virtual world,
yes.
post-pandemic.
And so we do offer the interviews too for virtually to talk about your interest hobbies. So we offer that online too, and it's really a benefit for people who are working, and you can squeeze in an hour for lunch. It helps the mentors, but also the families. Driving and gas prices are what they are, and you have to get dinner and pick up kids and do homework and all of that. They really appreciate being able to have, whether we offer all the options, FaceTime, Zoom, all of the good things, and do a lot of it online. And most people choose that option. So we do have some people who request to go in the office, but for the most part, they appreciate, maybe they only have one car, being able to do that and save some time and be with the kids during their after school time and dinner was really appreciated. So they take advantage of that a lot. So we do have our staff in the office, and they do a few of the interviews there, but they tend to be virtual now. So we just go and we do the match meetings, some virtual, some are in person with the schools, of course, in person, workplace. So it's still hybrid, and for us, whatever the clients works better for them is what we kept and we adapted. So as long as, it's their preference, of course, but they they seem to enjoy that and the flexibility, and we're keeping it in place for them. So it works.
Is there any sort of training that the bigs go through?
Question. So everyone gets a little bit of an orientation about what makes a healthy match, a healthy relationship, a little bit about the guidelines that we've learned. So we have, 118 years of experience in the field. So we have a lot of best practices that we recommend.
118 years?
Yes. Big brothers, big sisters.
So that 118 years,
Yes.
Wow, that's been a long-standing organization. You said you're the longest-standing organization for mentors in the world, or U.S. or
we are in other countries, but I know in the U.S. we're the largest and the oldest mentoring organization. So we have a lot of great peers across the country who have programs, but mainly we have child safety experts. We have all these experts who develop all the materials for us too over the years. And so that's where we kind of draw on our best practices. But in Martin County, this is our 36th year too. So we've been here for many years, and we have a lot of feedback for our orientation and what we do to guide everyone. But mainly it's being a friend and building a relationship and how to do all that. So we do a training and kind of walk them through what that looks like and what the best practices are for calling and communication, and just little things like that make a difference, because that's something that's unique to Big Brothers, is that we stay with them throughout the whole time. So a lot of people can, pair people and, in tutoring or something like that, but that's really from that commitment to support that match throughout is also the support in training. So it'll be a lot to learn one time and then say you're good to go, because the years change for the kids, and different things change that you need to know about.
The things they come home with sometimes, their questions. It's like, wait a second.
Yes, we have those too. So that's why we have people on our team who help facilitate all that. But mainly that's the front end, is being a friend. People say, what does it make? How do you become a good mentor? What does it take? And that's really it. You show up and you're there and you listen. That's how they build trust. They know that you're going to be there. They know that you care, and that's time is our most valuable resource. So giving that is enough. You don't need to have all the experience. You need to provide all expensive activities, or like that. That's what the families. The families want. And that's what the number one request from the kids is, someone to talk to. Yeah. It's nothing elaborate other than that. That's the number one response from all the kids.
Well, one of the things that my daughter loves the most is quality time. So I don't think that it differs for any other child, right? They love that quality time without the phone, without the distractions of social media or anything else. So it's really great that you're being able to offer that to littles here in Martin County. Is there anything else that you wanted to highlight that I didn't ask or go over?
I think we covered all of them, and I can think of, other than we didn't touch on school to work, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
We talked about the new pilot, but school to work is also open for high school students wanting to explore the career, a little bit of career and college readiness, or whatever their life is after high school. It's a little different with offering workshops and everything virtually, so the students learn all the skills on their own, and then they're paired with a mentor and they go through all of those skills together. So if it's stress management, where there's prompts and saying what is stressing you out right now, what's working, what's not. So they do that virtually with the mentor, with the different skills. So the guest speaker talks about the skill, and then their mentor and the student are in their one-on-one time go over it a little bit more in depth.
So I have a question on that then. Do you have different partnerships within the community that are speakers at your, like HR Martin County and organizations like Career Connect Martin, that sort of thing?
Yes. So I think We had IRSC present, we had Bank of America, different financial institutions. Budgeting is a really fun one. The reality of having Wi-Fi and all these interesting, what you think your salary is going to be. Anyway, so we do have a lot of great folks, and they're the experts, so we bring them in to discuss with the kids. And we, again, ask them what they're looking for. So that's where we incorporated, college readiness, and we incorporated career readiness, but also the life skills is what they were asking for. And so we have different things like stress and managing your time and things that you're going to need whether you go to school or go right into the workforce. You need to know how to do all those things. And that's what they want, and consistently say they're not being taught in school, so they appreciate a safe place to discuss them and learn. So we do that too. We have folks who are, Six Sigma and efficiency experts, and they talk to the kids about time management and how to use your calendar and all those fun
adults attend?
And the mentors are invited, and so that was the fun part is they said, even I'm taking notes in here. So yes, absolutely.
I might go sit in the back.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you for bringing that up. I'm sorry, I got so stuck on the bigs and the littles, as we normally do, because that's what everyone always recognizes Big Brothers Big Sisters as. But the School to Work program sounds like a great opportunity for them to, again, further their education and their knowledge and just life in general.
Yes.
So thank you for having that program. Can you give us your website where people can go and apply and become bigs or littles?
It's mentorbig.org, and so there's a page for people who want to enroll as a volunteer, people who want to enroll their kids, and so all of that is on there, and it has different steps to walk you through what you might be interested in. So it's all up on there on the two different pages.
So all the activities that you participate in and bring the littles and the bigs together monthly, I'm sure that costs money, right? Yeah. So is there a place on your website where they can also donate if they want to?
Yes, so we do have a donation page, and there's many different ways people donate. Like you said, we have a lot of great supporters who help us with those activities, and they donate, tickets. People help with donating the food, but for the most part, we just want to keep everybody engaged. So it does take, the funds to make the match and the background checks and all of that to keep the relationship going for many years. So there's the donate button right at the top, but there certainly is, there are many ways to donate. So we have a few options on there if people are interested in supporting in other ways too.
Well, I just appreciate you taking the time to come and meet with me today. I hope that everyone was able to find this informative. I know I was definitely, my eyes were open on a few things, but I'm so excited to be able to do this Community Unity vlog and to be able to highlight our CEOs of the different programs that we fund here in Martin County. So have a great day, everyone, and thank you very much.
Thanks again.
All right.